Okay, Baruch Hashem. So a few things of housekeeping. This shiur is going to be in memory of my brother, my late brother, Matatyahu ben Tzviya. 27 years ago, unfortunately, he left the world, and today is his Yotzart. So Ilu Nishmat Matatyahu ben Tzviya. Ben Tzviya. Amen. Amen. Another thing I want to mention. Another thing I want to mention is last week we talked about how one way to fight Yetzer Hara is through Divrei Torah. So one example we gave is with the story of Yosef. What happened? Potiphar came on to him. She wanted to seduce him, and because of his remembrance of his father's face, he was able not to do the Avera. So I said it was the Midrash that says. Actually, it's a Gemara in Saita Lamed Vav Amud Bet. So just a little housekeeping. If you look up the the pshat over there, you can see. Okay, so we're on the third memra of Rabbi Yeshua. So what did Rabbi Yeshua said? The following: Ayin hara v'yetzer hara v'sinat habriut motzin et hadam min haolam. Ayin hara, evil eye; yetzer hara, evil inclination; and sinat habriut, motzin et hadam min haolam, will derive the person out of this world. So what is this sinat habriut? What is the third point that he brings out? So the pasuk in Vayikra Yuted Yud Zayin says the following, and this is the makor, this is the shoresh of hate, of sinat chinam. Let's see what it is. Yuted Yud Zayin. Okay, the pasuk says like this: Lo tisna et achicha, you shall not hate your brother, bilavecha, in your heart. Okay, so the question is, what does it mean in your heart? Okay, Lo tisna et achicha bilavecha, do not hate your brother in the heart, in your heart. So the Sefer HaChinuch, he says like this: do not hate your brother in your heart, and the key word is your heart. Okay, meaning to say secret hate. Okay, so that's how the Sefer HaChinuch learns. You hate your brother secretly, without telling him. Okay? The Chafetz Chaim says, L'Vavecha is just, it doesn't really mean a secret. It could be any type of hate. Open, not open, a heart, without heart, It's basically hate. Okay? Whether it's in your mind, whether it's in your heart, whether it's open, it's not open, whether you say it to him or you don't say it to him, it's hate. That's what Chafetz Chaim learns. That's how you learn the pasuk. According to Sefer HaChinuch, it's in the heart, it's hidden. Okay? So according to the machloket, you could see there are two different hate. One is secretly, where you don't let the other person know that you hate him, and the other one is open hate. Okay? So what is this hidden hate? Where you hate the person without telling him, without the person's knowledge. What does this mean? So on that, David HaMelech talks about it. He says like this in the pasuk. It's Tehillim 120 pasuk bet, and it's very interesting that the language is very interesting. Hashem hatzila nafshi, rescue my soul. Okay, he doesn't hatzili me, hatzili whatever. He says my soul. Rescue my soul, mishpat sheker, from the lying lips, milashon rima, and the tongue which is deceitful. Rima is like deceit. Okay, it's a little bit more than lying. Lying is I straight lie to you. Deceit is I tell you something which could have a double meaning, so to say. Okay. So Miloshen Ramea, it's a deceitful language. So the Malbim explains, the Malbim says Miloshen Ramea, it's talking about Sinat Chinam, which is hidden. Okay, because otherwise you see it's a superfluous type of a language. Misfat sheker miloshin remeh. Okay, it could be construed as the same thing, but the Malbim says miloshin remeh, deceitful tongue, is talking about a person who is deceitful, who hates somebody hiddenly. Okay, meaning he's double-faced. Okay, he could say to you, "Oh, look, it's a nice, beautiful shirt you got," but in his mind, in his heart, he really hates what you have. Okay, so that's what it means, deceitful. He pretends to be your friend, while his heart is full of hate. That's how the Malbim says. Okay, so this type of hatred, in my opinion, it will grow. Okay, from little to big, it will scheme to harm you. Okay, and eventually it would come to kill you. And I think we could prove it from a pasuk in Parshat Toldot. In Parshat Toldot, where we talked about in the parsha about Esav. So if we look at Breishit Chav Zayin Mem Aleph, pasuk Mem Aleph says like this: V'sintam Esav et Yaakov, and Esav hated Yaakov. Al bracha asher, and the bracha that which Yaakov took mi bracho aviv. Okay, and listen to this. Vayomer Esav belibo. How do we know that he hated him secretly? Okay, what does it say? Vayomer Esav belibo. He told himself, Kirbo yomei avel. Once the father's days will pass, Kirbo avi v'harge et Yaakov achi. I would kill my brother Yaakov. Okay, so I think, in my opinion, again, this is my opinion, we're talking about here Esav hatred. At least in the beginning, his hatred was belibo. And what was the ultimate goal of his? Is to kill Yaakov. So this type of hatred, the hidden hatred, okay, could eventually lead to murder. Okay, so another thing which I think works here, again, what he says, Yikrabu yemei avel avi. Once the avelot of my father, I think Yitzchak passed away that time. I think once that passes away, I would kill Yaakov. So right now, hey, Yaakov, my friend, we're tragically, we're supporting our father, but deep inside, what does it say? Vayomer Esav belibo, in his heart, in his subconscious, he's saying, "I'm going to kill you." Like a double face. He's deceitful. Just like the David HaMelech said, okay, save me from the liars and save me from the deceitful tongue. And this is the prime example, in my opinion, of a deceitful tongue. Okay, because his hatred festered inside of him. Any questions so far? I know, Diana, you want to say something. What do you want to say? Because don't tell me afterwards like you did last time. Ruby, you want to say something?
It's interesting, but it makes sense what you're saying about the Esau.
I appreciate it. In my opinion, a person who hates another person, belibo, in his heart, who's deceitful, he's over another love of lo tishchal. Do not put a stumbling block of your friend. Okay, so we just said, what does it mean? You're double faced to the person, right? In your heart, you really hate the person, but you show off to him, to the friend, that as if you're friends with this person, you love this person. So when this friend comes for you for advice, are you going to give him the right advice? Or are you going to stumble him? You're going to block him from doing the right thing? So again, I think a person who hates another person, belibo, in his heart, not only he is over love, which we just discussed in Vayikra, but there's also love, lo tishchal. Do not put a stumbling block in front of your friend. I think you can make the connection, and it's more of a proactive type of a connection, where he proactively says to his friend, do this, knowingly if he's going to do that, it will cause his friend trouble. Okay, so just be aware that if you have hidden hate, if a person has hidden hate to his friend, not only he is over a love of lotis the son, he is also a love of nishchal. Do not put a stumbling block in front of your friend. Okay. Now, what's open hate? Open hate, it's by definition. I hate you. Okay, don't be next to me. Okay, it's where you and I know we hate each other. We stay away from each other. We don't do business with each other, and that's it. It's wide open. It's open. When we sit in shul, we sit 6 feet apart. That's open hate. The only question, what's worse? Open hate or non-open hate or hidden hate. So I like people to tell me, to let me know, what's worse. So Diana, what do you think is worse? I don't want to put you on the spot, but at least give me an opinion.
By far, the person who hates another in his heart, you do not know what to expect from him.
Right.
By far.
Right. I agree, actually. But let's talk on the other side. Can you perhaps make an argument where if you hate somebody openly is worse than somebody who is hiddenly?
Well, openly, you might cause that person disrespect, which is you're forbidden to do it.
Yeah, Yehuda.
Yeah, no, in the Torah, with the 12 tribes, when they openly hated Yosef, and they were in a way rewarded because they were not double-faced. So the Torah complimented them for not being double-faced.
Right.
They showed them that they couldn't, they couldn't talk nicely to him. And I forgot the exact words in the Torah, but they couldn't stand seeing him, and they let him know. And the father and everybody knew they didn't like Yosef.
Okay, so actually what you're saying is Parshas Vayeshev. I'm looking for the pasuk right now.
The very
Here it is. Here it is. Vayaru Echav, and the brothers saw Ki oto ahav avihem, that the father loved him, Yosef, mikol echiv, more than the brothers. Vayishnu, and they hated him. Oto v'lo yochlu daro l'shalom. So they hated him, and they wouldn't say, they wouldn't talk peacefully to him. In other words, let's see. And like you were saying, Rashi says over here, what does it mean that we're not talking peacefully to him? It's like a superfluous language.